This is going to be critique and suggestion towards all games and all genres. Don't get me wrong, I don't want everyone to be disabled, but merely trying to say that traits that could be considered negative is good character development. For me personally, the feeling of being disappointed with the lack of negative development developed from EA telling us that they're too afraid to put in something negative into their simulation title, The Sims 4. I also got to read some responses from people feeling as if they're unable to actually play themselves because the game is too perfect and too afraid of all of the negative. Currently showing you a part of Blueberry Sprinkle's post on Reddit as to why The Sims 4 doesn't feel quite right for them. I'll let you read it yourself if you want to read it. I have to reiterate here, I don't want every single character being disabled, or there just because to represent the minority or some stuff. However, games in which I had the most fun in, you had the ability or were forced to be heavily disadvantaged. Feel like everything that I got to say on this topic will show up as total ramble, so instead let me just give you examples of where developers were not afraid to use negative traits as ways of character progression, and then let me go through games of where I missed this. So first up, The Sims Medieval. Me being a Sims fan, you knew that this was gonna come up. Like The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, you had to take a single negative trait. It was things like gambling, overeating, drinking, being weak physically, bloodthirsty, being ill easily. It really changed the way I play. As an angry sim, you had to spill your anger, or else you're gonna be in a bad mood. As a drunk, you had to drink. As a physically weak sim, you were unfit to fulfill your duties in a highly physical activity, such as being a knight. It made me feel as if it was not only more realistic, but also made my Sims more unique. Coming out of this title, I really missed the grittiness in The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, coupled together with more adult themes such as drunk being an actual trait. Rogue Legacy. Every time you die, the game generates you your progeny. The progeny can be colorblind, nearsighted, farsighted, have bad blood flow to their feet, have giganticism, have dwarfism, etc. Some of these traits will be beneficial, others will be nothing but negatives. However, it keeps gameplay constantly different depending on who you get as your children following your footsteps. Generational play intrigues me, and it's actually more fun to plan around misfortunes that the game lands you, rather than always have a never-ending line of perfection. I really wish Sims incorporated this once again. I know that many won't agree with the way that I see it, but I wish that the game forced me to a choice of conditions or specific condition every once in a while. For example, this is Lucy. Lucy's really bad with physical activity. This means that Lucy can't be a good policewoman. Or can she? It immediately writes a story. Would you use your progeny's strength, or do you make them overcome their weaknesses? Pen and paper RPGs. Somewhere along the history of video games, especially RPGs, two things were forgotten: specialization and consequence. First of all, you can't be good at everything. If you're a very good spellcaster, for example, chances are you're very squishy and physically weak. You can be strong, but very bad at the intelligence department, meaning that you'll appear rude and stupid to most people that you talk to. Consequences in pen and paper RPGs are often up to game masters. However, over the course of the campaign, chances are you're gonna gain battle scars, anger a village or two, lose some limbs, perhaps some senses, and will go on great journeys to get it back. Both of these completely lost to pretty much all RPGs of recent years, actually all MMOs as well. Look at Skyrim, look at Fallout 4. You're the master of everything. You have no faults, and consequence? What consequence? Simply reload. It makes games shallow. You're not actually role-playing. You're fooling around in your own personal hero sandbox. Max Payne 1 and 2, Metal Gear, and, well, I could say the likes, because there are games like these, and I really do commend them. In Max Payne, your character has a drug addiction that developed from him losing his family. In Metal Gear, characters have eye patches, missing limbs, emotional attachments, and some aging pains. It drives the plot and makes them more relatable and believable, because I feel like reiterating, no human is perfect. We all have some sort of fault. We all know our own strengths and weaknesses, and no soldier is perfect, no spy is perfect. I don't understand why, when you play people in most games, they're portrayed as such. An anti-example for this would be Commander Shepard from Mass Effect series. You're the perfect soldier, yet when you deliver information about Reapers, nobody believes you. But your character has no problems. They don't drink, they never use drugs, they don't have any mental quirks. They're as perfect as it can be. I hope I managed to get my point across. Maybe it's just me. What's your opinion on this? Tell me in the comments, as I love a good discussion. That being said, would you like me to cover any specific topic next Monday? So tell me, because I'm running out of ideas. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and if you like my stuff, if possible, do like share and things, because I live in the corner of YouTube that's like Invisibrew, and if it's Invisibrew, that means that I can't actually have conversations, and that is sad. So yeah, thank you for watching!